Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're looking at the 10 coolest weapons from Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
How does it feel? Time to go!
If I give my life, will you spare my clan?
Which weapon will be the Wolf-Kissed's favorite? Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Lingling Seek. If you care more about attacking quickly than dealing heavy damage, this dagger is a weapon you need to check out. You'll find it pretty early on in the game, before you leave Norway if you're being diligent about hitting all those golden optional objectives. But that certainly doesn't make it a bad weapon. Its intense speed is what makes it so unique compared to many of the other melee weapons you'll encounter, and if you want to mix up the gameplay a little, it will do a great job. Swiftly stabbing enemies to death isn't necessarily what Vikings are known for, but the Lingling Seek is an effective and merciless weapon that definitely isn't out of place. Petra's Arc. You'll need to hunt down one of the many legendary animals in England to get your hands on this rare predator bow, but it's definitely worth the effort. Though, of course, it may have been more useful to have one of the best weapons in the game before fighting a beast like this, you still won't want to pass up this sniper-like bow. Head to Sussex to go head-to-head with Alfred's battle sow, an enormous bull used in warfare, and you'll be given Petra's Arc as a reward from Wallace in Ravensthorpe's Hunter's Hut. Just make sure you're well prepared when you head out. This is one animal you shouldn't underestimate. Spinning Death. It's far from the hardest weapon to acquire, but that doesn't mean Spinning Death isn't worth your time. You'll find it in a well-guarded building far to the north in Jorvik, and once you've got it in your hands, you won't look back. It's another of the more unique weapon types Valhalla offers, and you'll be bludgeoning Saxons and Danes alike in no time at all. And it's got a cool perk it's fun to take advantage of as well, the chance for heavy finishers to drop a firebomb for damage over time. So you'll have even more tactics at your disposal once Spinning Death is yours. Sarcophagus Shield. A lot of Valhalla's overhauled combat system is about playing defensively, with a wide array of shields available to Eivor. Though you can go fast and light with weapons like the default Raven Clan shield and the rarer Bloodwolf shield, the Sarcophagus Shield is easily the coolest shield in the game, even if it's on the heavier side. You can find this unique shield hidden in a cave, and even at the lowest level, it's already adorned with a grisly human skull. Upgrading it will make it significantly more impressive and useful, just as capable at defending Eivor as it is at striking fear into the hearts of your foes. Sepulcher Axe. If impressive heavy weapons are what you want from a Viking game, you'll definitely want to put finding the Sepulcher Axe on your to-do list. It's an ornate gold two-handed axe that is sure to intimidate even Valhalla's ghastliest bosses.
Bah!
You're a strong-willed Thane. Bergred was lucky.
To stand in the way of you and mercy is my duty.
Even if two-handed weapons don't fit your playstyle, it's undeniable how cool this axe's design is even before any upgrades. If you're being diligent, you'll probably run across the axe in a chest while doing a story quest in Leicestershire, so unlike many of the game's other best weapons, the Sepulcher Axe isn't a late-game item. This means you'll get to spend a lot of time admiring it. Gungnir.
Focus! Guard up!
But if you've already gotten to grips with the Sepulcher Axe, and you want to know if there's an even cooler two-handed weapon on the horizon, there's good news. If you're willing to go the distance, you can unlock Odin's own spear, Gungnir, as your next weapon of choice. To get it, you've got to reach the endgame and one of the very final missions. Upon Eivor's return to Norway, while looking for the Tree of Life, you'll reach a fork in a cave system. Instead of following Sigurd, head in the other direction and Gungnir will be right there for the taking. Nodens Arc. Undoubtedly the hardest weapon in the entire game to actually get your hands on, Nodens Arc is a legendary Isu bow that also belonged to Odin. It took months after the game's release for fans to find the quote correct way to unlock this bow, after some people were able to attain it illegitimately. To get it, you'll have to go to a specific lake in Yerveshire and strike a rock with Excalibur at sunset. But to even find out that this was the way you're meant to do it, a YouTube channel, Access the Animus, had to translate fragments of the Isu language from the game's collector's edition. But when the bow deals more damage the further away from a target you are, it's definitely worth the extra legwork. Mjolnir. It wouldn't be a game about Vikings if you weren't able to wield Mjolnir, the legendary hammer of Thor, the god of thunder. But in keeping with the mythology, Eivor has quite a lot of hoops to jump through to finally become worthy of using this iconic weapon. Before you get close to locating the hammer, you need to find all 5 pieces of Thor's legendary armor, which involves, among other things, killing all of the 3 daughters of Larion. Difficult bosses that you'll want to return to once you've leveled up significantly. Then it's back to Norway to finally claim the hammer as your own. It's a lot of busy work, but definitely worth it to unlock Thor's power. Varens Axe. It may not be the most powerful weapon, nor the hardest to get, but Varens Axe is meaningful enough to the story that it's always good to have it by your side. This axe belonged to Eivor's father, and is recovered at the beginning of the game from one of Kjotve's men. It's a family heirloom that you'll want to hang on to even once your arsenal gets bigger and better. Thanks to Valhalla's generous upgrade system, you'll be able to keep Varens Axe at an appropriate level for whatever area you're in if you decide it's going to be your main weapon for the duration. And though it might not be the flashiest, when it's fully upgraded, it is undeniably awesome. Excalibur. The most legendary weapon in the entire game doesn't come from Norse mythology at all. Instead, you'll spend a lot of Valhalla pursuing the legendary sword of King Arthur himself, Excalibur. To find Excalibur, you'll be on a collection quest for the treasures of Britain, so you'll be traveling up and down England in pursuit of these relics. Some are simply hidden, while others are on high-level Templar zealots you'll need to kill and loot. Once you do all that, you've got one of the most powerful Isu relics of all time at your disposal, a two-handed greatsword with a talent for critical hits. Wait, does this make Eivor the true heir to the throne of England? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.